Good day, my name is Pieter Clase. I'm from the University of Pretoria, from the Division Student Recruitment. Let us talk today a little bit about how to make a responsible study and career choice. Often a problem that students experience because they don't really know in which field they would like to study. And if you take the wrong decision or making the wrong choice, it may cause you to start panicking when you get at university, and initially or at the end maybe you can also drop out, and that is something that we would like to avoid at all cost. I'm going to talk to you during this session, but I also want to show you practically how we can work out a process for you to make sure that you get to a good decision about your study future. Now, you already started, I don't know whether you know it, but you already started in grade 9 when you make your grade 10 subject choices. There you decided on subjects that you would like to take that have to take you into the study program of your preference. Very important for you as grade 11 learners is your academic marks, because your academic performance will determine whether you will be able to enter a bachelor degree one day. Some things in future that you need to think about on your way towards university studies is, how do I meet the requirements at the university? What are the requirements? And especially also preparing yourself adequately for the transition from school level to a university level, because that is not always very easy. Now I want to start off with the academic side, and you might ask, but why this much emphasis on academics? I'm sure your teachers are also on your neck about this, and also your parents. But from the university, yes, we also. Because that is the only thing that can guarantee your access into a university program. And we want you to perform academically. And the reason for this is exactly what you see on the screen now. You become what you study. If you want to be the best soccer player at your school, there's only one way. Dedication, hard work, practice, practice, practice. Exactly the same. If you want to be the top academic achiever at your school, or you want to make sure that you will be admitted at the university, you'll have to put your head to your academics, work hard, and that will be the only way to make sure that you obtain high enough marks. I want to give you the reality, and this is not to scare you off, but rather to motivate you to make sure that you will not be disappointed one day. The first thing that I would like to mention is that at the University of Pretoria, or we refer to as TICS, we received more or less 42,000 applications every year for students who want to enter their first year of study the following year. And of those 43,000 students, we can only admit 10,000. Now, if you do your calculations well, you will see that there's more or less 33,000 students that we have to show away, and they have to find other options for them. And we want to make sure that you will not be one of those 33,000. By that, I mean that the university, any tertiary institution, we regard ourselves as institutions of excellence. And by that we don't mean that you must be a genius to study with us, but you must achieve academically according to your potential. If you've got the potential to achieve a 74% average, you must get 74, not 73, because then it means you didn't do your part. Very important with us, as I've indicated, admission into study programs will depend on your academic achievement. I also want to stress the importance of the grade 11 end exam marks. Most of you will apply at the beginning of your grade 12 year for studies at the tertiary institution at the following year. But you are not going to use your grade 12 marks to apply, because applications open early in the year, and you will only have your grade 11 end exam results available. So you will apply with your grade 11 end of year marks, and after that we will only again look at your grade 12 end exam results. So please take note, at the University of Pretoria we do not consider mid-year grade 12 results. Let me emphasize again, the most important examination in your life is your grade 11 end exam. If you don't perform adequately, we are not in a position to consider your application, and you cannot be conditionally admitted, which can mean that you'll have to wait for your grade 12 results, and then maybe when you meet the requirements, the programs can be full. So it can mean that you will have to wait another year before you can reapply to study at the university. So please don't get yourself in that situation. Make sure that you study hard and that your marks won't be an obstacle for you to get into a study program. I want to emphasize the importance again of the process to get to a responsible study and career choice. I truly believe that the most people make the mistakes. They don't do their research properly, their planning properly. They wait until they are in grade 12 and then suddenly they realize I must submit an application. They don't know really what they would like to do, and at the end they pick a career just by grabbing a brochure and make their pick and see where they meet the minimum requirements. That is very irresponsible. And I also believe that they start at the wrong end. They start with a brochure and they look at program names. If you look, for instance, at BSc Genetics, do you know where that program will take you to? Do you know to what kind of career that will take you to? No, this is the wrong place to start. You will have to start with the career. And on the screen you will see the steps. The first step that I believe is take some time, make sure that you do research on what kind of career field you would like to be in for 30, 40 years after your studies. That's the important aspect. If you are not happy in a career, you are not going to stay in that career. I know a lot of people have different ways in making these decisions, but we will talk a little bit more in detail about that. The second step would be to make sure that your school results meet the requirement for whatever program you would like to study. Some of you are doing the National Senior Certificate. Some of you are doing the IEB. Some of you are doing Cambridge. At the end, you need a school qualification that at the bottom of your matric certificate, it must state this candidate qualified for degree studies at a tertiary institution. The third step that is important, when you are going to make your decision about a study choice, you will look at different institutions. And you will have to look at the university-specific requirements, because the University of Pretoria, Northwest University, WITS, UCT, any tertiary institution have different admission requirements. So when you get to that stage in grade 12, you'll have to make sure about the institution and whether you meet the requirements of that specific institution. Very important also, you will have to make that critical decision between mathematics and mathematical literacy. I'm not going to explain that at this stage because I know there will be other sessions on admission requirements where they will touch on this. And then also, which is very important for us to guide you through this process, and that is step number 5, is to become a junior techie. But you will also have a separate session on that. I'm going to concentrate on step 1, and that is, how do I start? And by starting, I mean, how do I decide on a cool career for myself? Remember, you need to get into a career one day that suits your interest, your aptitude, your personality, your work ethics, your personal vision. We often get students that pick careers or study programs because of their thinking about what is the salary that I can earn in that career. That is very irresponsible. Sometimes someone shout out, listen, if you become a CA, you are going to make a lot of money and you are going to drive a Porsche one day. That may be true. But then they get at the university and suddenly they realize, if I have to do bookkeeping for the rest of my life, that's not me. And then they drop out, or they start looking for other programs, which is not something that we want to happen with you. Some people only consider job opportunities, or where they think there's a lot of job opportunities. So although all these things, money, job opportunities, the status of a career, it's all important. But at the end, the success stories that we get at the university are those students that get to the career or the study program that they are really interested in. Because they are the passionate people. They are the motivated students. They are the students that are noticed in class. And I just believe the doors will open up for them. You will be amazed to know how many of our students get job offers even before they graduate, just because they are studying things that they are interested in. So it's very important that you must do something that can be as close as your hobby as possible one day, because then you are going to enjoy what you are going to do. And I'm going to try to assist you with this. Very important, before we also get to the practical side of it, is job shadowing. Now, for those of you who don't know what job shadowing is all about, job shadowing is where you go and see someone or talk to someone that is already in that career. Say, for instance, you are interested in becoming an architect. Make an appointment with an architect. Say, sir, ma'am, I'm interested in what you are doing. Just tell me, what is the road to get to architecture? What is the challenging things about being an architect? What are the challenges for a girl? Maybe you don't think about these things now because one day you are going to get married. Am I going to work after hours? All those kind of questions you can get in a discussion with an architect in this example to make sure, listen, am I going to fit into this career or not? I can't emphasize this enough, because there's way too many students ending up at the university with a perception of a study program and a perception of the career that it's going to take me to. And let me give you an example. Law. All the programs in law at the University of Victoria is very popular. There's a lot of people who want to study law, and I truly believe it's because they watch TV. On the television they see all these interesting programs about forensics, advocates in the courtroom. It's a glamorous kind of career. It seems, if you look at the television, fighting these cases. It's not very difficult to get into law. They apply for that, and based on that, they make their decision. Until they end up at the university. And suddenly, after a week or two, they realize two things. The first thing is, the majority of students entering our law programs and getting into a law career will never be in the courtroom. A lot of them are sitting behind tables, behind desks, where they are doing admin work. But the television is not telling you that. Another thing that they suddenly realize is that even these famous advocates fighting these cases in the courtroom, this is but a small part of their career. Their actual work that they are doing or job is reading. Because before they can get into the courtroom, they need to read stacks and stacks of paperwork, cases, etc., to analyze, to build their case before they can get into the courtroom. The television is not telling you that. And suddenly this student is at the university and they suddenly realize, listen, I hate reading. I don't like reading. I can assure you, you are not going to be happy in that study program. But should that person, before the time, have made an appointment with an advocate, you don't have to work there for a holiday. Just make an appointment, half an hour discussion, and ask him all these kind of questions. He will be open and honest with you, and you will exactly know whether you would like to let yourself into the situation where he is currently. This is very important. Now, what I would like to do to assist you in this regard, we have a career interest questionnaire that I would like you to complete on your own later today or even tomorrow morning, because our next session will be a little bit later where we're going to discuss the results. What is the SPACE Career Questionnaire? It's exactly what it says. It's a career interest questionnaire where you are going to complete an online questionnaire. It's not even going to take you 10 minutes, very short, 105 questions where you only had to answer yes or no. It's not an examination paper or a difficult test to complete. Some hints to complete this paper. It's simple questions or statements that are made, and you must just indicate, would I like something like that or not? For instance, a question may be, I would like to work with people. You are only going to say yes or no. To get a reliable result on this questionnaire, you just need to be honest and realistic with yourself. Take each question at a time. Put yourself in a position, in a career, in what kind of career field you would like to see yourself one day, and then just click, yes, I would like that, or no, I don't like that. After you've completed all the 105 questions online, there you will see automatically a graph will be coming up with an analysis of all your career interest, or a graph that will show where your interests show high, in the middle, or where there's no interest. After you've done that, please print it out, or make a copy, or take a photo, a WhatsApp photo, and just save it. When you have that, then during our next session, which is going to be a live session, you will come with your results and I will explain to you how to evaluate these results. And then the interesting part of this exercise, we are going to expose you to all the careers in your specific fields of interest, because that is a common problem. Young people often don't know about all the careers that are available. They grow up in an environment, they know what their parents are doing, what their friends' parents are doing, and then they think, I must make a choice out of these careers. But in the meantime, the vast majority of careers are outside there. You just don't know about them. You haven't discovered them yet. And in this way, with this exercise, I'm going to show you in your fields of interest, what are all the careers, and you are going to browse through them and start eliminating what you don't like and going to work down to see which one or two interest or career fields am I really interested in. And you will be amazed to see it's going to be an interesting exercise, what is going to pop up there. Once you know then, this is the big exercise, once you know this is the career field that I would like to go into, then the battle is done. Then it's easy, then it's just going to go back and say, listen, I've made up my mind, I want to become a chemical engineer as an example, and therefore I must study chemical engineering at the university. Then you go to a university, brochures, you look at all the institutions where you meet the requirements, and then you just apply. That is the easy part. So I really hope this is going to assist you. You will see on the screen now is the link where you should go, www.gostudy.net. You just type in that on your cell phone or your computer, and when you get on the home page, you will see it says there clearly questionnaire. You click on questionnaire and you just start completing the questionnaire from question 1 to 105. Enjoy the exercise, and then we will talk again during our next session. Thank you.